Well, hi everybody. In this video, I have some personal news to share with you today. I've been in ministry for the past 36 years, the last 33 of those on staff here at the church. Funny thing is, I never had any aspirations to be in ministry. My limited schooling and initial years of experience were in business. I assumed that's where I would be until I retired, but obviously, God had other plans. So why bring it up today? Well, I bring it up today because after much prayer and discussion with my wife Marion, the elders, and some trusted friends, I believe that it's time to begin a time of transition for me to step aside and to make room for a new, younger lead pastor. Now, I've been thinking back over the years in preparation for today. It struck me of how involved God has been in this process well before it occurred to many of us. For me, the process actually began several years ago when the elders asked Bill and I to give them an idea of when we thought that we might want to retire. There was no pressure. They knew that it wouldn't be an easy decision considering that both of us had already been on staff for over 3 decades. I have to say that I appreciated being asked for a date as opposed to being assigned a date to leave. Well, Bill and I had many conversations about the timing. Should I leave first? Should he? Or should we leave together? But I have to admit that the decision and the ensuing discussions have been a lot harder than I thought that they would be. But as I said, God's hand has been very present as He has directed our steps through these years. The elders, in their foresight and wisdom, discerned years ago that they needed to plan for this process many years ahead of my actual retirement. Most of you knew Bill and I had different skill sets, and as a result, the elders expected that you wouldn't want me or anyone else to try to be Bill. But they also knew what you now know, that I would be stepping aside in a few short years from then. So it would give us time to be very thoughtful and prayerful about how we sensed God wanted the next chapters of Christ the Rock to be led. And to reiterate, the first public phase was to let you know today that in a year that I'll be stepping down. The second phase is already in play. The elders are working hard to confirm our next lead pastor and putting the pieces in place to not only give him the best chance to be effective and healthy, but to also make sure that the right people around him will help us to do the same as a church. Now, I think it's important to say that I am not planning to step aside because there is something wrong. This is a place where the enemy likes to play and create rumors and interest in the real story. Well, the real story is there is no other story. I believe that this is the right time for me personally and for the life of the church for this transition to happen. It is simply time for the next generation to take their place in leading the work that God began. As for what will I be doing next? Well, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure yet. Marion and I are praying that God will make that clear at just the right time. I'm not ready to retire from life. I want to transition to the next chapter of what God has for me. I feel that I still have some gas left in the tank, and I want to continue to make an impact in this world while I can. As such, I'm working with a coach to discern what these next steps might be. It is both exciting and terrifying at the same time. So I would appreciate your prayers. I am excited for the future of Christ the Rock. I have always said that this is God's church, and He will continue to do what He said that He would do, that He would build it. I will always be grateful to God for you and for the years that He has given me here. But I am also grateful that you are not done with me yet. God bless you, and I'll see you on Sunday.